What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays on FM21. Today we're taking on Ferencváros in the league, and we're going to be taking on Liverpool in the Champions League, which has not really gone according to plan as of right now. But then again, we have played Paris Saint-Germain, who, as everyone knows, PSG in Football Manager. Oh, they are very good. So if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It makes a massive, massive difference to the channel. So let's get into the video. Right, fellas, so as I said, we're taking on Ferencváros in the league. They're having a bit of a poor season so far. As you can see, we have dropped points, which was obviously not ideal. It's not what we wanted, but you know, it's just how we do sometimes. The last game ye saw was against Basel. We went and beat Hanvid 5-0 fairly comfortably, as you would expect. Beat Haladas 1-0. Could have been better. Drew with AZ. They were very, very lucky to get a draw against us. Mikel Cuisance just beat Perez, who was just having a bad day, as he's been kind of doing an awful lot recently. Then in the cup game, we won 6-0. Toki Sorensen scored a hat-trick, who's actually had many offers on deadline day from Juventus, where I think the most they offered us was 2 million. And I wanted 7.5, so he's still with us. Then we went and got beaten by Discure. We just didn't show up. As you can see, Fuchs had a 6.3, Mar had a 6.3, Carlsberg had a 6.3. Just, it didn't really work out. Then we went and got beaten by PSG, and to be fair, we were doing really rather well until Neri got sent off, and then Carlsberg scored an own goal from a missed penalty from Mbappe. He actually saved the penalty, and then somehow let the ball roll past him afterwards. He got a touch to it, and then it went into the back of the net. So it went down as an own goal for Perez, and then Erling Haaland was just doing Erling Haaland things. And then against ZTE, we took our frustrations out on them. We won 9-0. We were quite good. As you can see, Mandira Mandira doesn't play for us anymore. Carlsberg scoring 5. It was a sight to behold. For this game, though, I should probably show you how we're getting on in everything else. So league-wise, we, as I said, one defeat, but we have a plus 20 goal difference. We are smashing it. Fervor have an 11 goal difference, and we are bottom of the group because PSG beat us and we drew with AZ. So that's not ideal. And we're taking on Liverpool in the second part of this episode. I'm not expecting great things. Kranjic is going to start in goal for us today because he's the goalkeeper in form. So he's starting. 17-year-old breakthrough prospect goalkeeper starts in goal. Thorson, who is just, at one point, his average rating for the last 5 games was down to, I think it was like 6.3. But we don't really have right back. So, Shiggy is still out for another 6 weeks with broken ribs. And Bordet keeps picking up injuries. And when he isn't picking up injuries, he's normally playing left back because Mar is exhausted all the time. Who is now a wonder kid, by the way. So, can't complain. I'm surprised that nobody's actually in for him yet because, wonder kids, generally, when we get a wonder kid, they generally leave. Ducky Sorensen a wonder kid? He isn't, but clubs still want him. Medina and Barreto start as our central defenders. Kouassi and O'Neill in central midfield. Gilmar and Carlsberg as our wide men. Sorensen and Grodum starting up front. We do have, as I said, some injury concerns. Bordet, Diaz, and Shaggy all out injured. Not ideal, but we have finished the transfer window for the summer. The summer window is closed. We signed one other player, his left back. We signed him after the registration closed because that's just what we do, fellers. That is what we do here. I got and carry on straight from where you finished the last game. To be fair, it was 9-0, so I wouldn't mind if they played as well as they did in that game. I want you to go and grab us some goals. The strikers aren't overly fussed about anything. But yeah, we've been okay recently. There was something I was going to say. Don't remember what it was now. So bear with me while I try and remember. No. Oh, God. it's fallen out of my brain. Signings. So yeah, we did sign one left back who we can't play because we can't register him until January. Potentially might get to register him at some point. I know occasionally it'll pop up with like, hey, do you want to register a player? And I'd be like, okay. He used to play for Dinamo Zagreb. Came in on a free and he's valued at 3 million, which is quite nice because nobody seems to want him. He just kind of randomly appeared. And I was quite happy with that. Growed him with an absolute piss take of a header back to Baresi. This is Kuba. Oh no, thank you, Kranic. Kranic is not in the mood for conceding a goal today. Go on, so we'll work the ball into the box and Baturina, player I'm trying to actually get to move or change his nationality from Croatia to Hungary, so he can be one of our strikers. Heads just over Tucky Sorensen. Oh, he gets quite lucky, puts it in the back of the net. It's his 4th of the season, his first goal outside of the Hungarian Cup. Ferencváros fans in unison doing a stand up and point in frustration, I'm imagining. But yeah, we've spent some money for January. Well, not so much, not necessarily January. Some of them are coming in July. Some of them are a little bit after July. I've signed a bunch of players who we have to. Medina, the brain puts it in the back of the net. Get in. We spent quite a substantial. I think we're paying like 14 million for a right back. So I think you could say, I think you could say we're spending an awful lot of money compared to what we would normally spend on players. Fuskas being our most expensive signing to this point. I think we're actually signing 2 right backs. No, we're not. No. The second guy didn't want to talk to us. We did have an Italian who we were looking at, and just wide. Carlsberg drags it just wide. It was an Italian right back we were looking at signing who decided he didn't want to join us. I think we were paying like nearly 20 million for him. As you can kind of tell, I've decided we're going to spend lots of money. And yeah, he said no. We're also signing a left winger who I think I showed you before because I did try and sign him previously. He came back up and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to meet whatever he wants. I'm just going to pay him. I'm going to do the Barcelona thing, just pay him whatever he wants. Sorensen. Oh, from such a tight angle, Sorensen. All Sorensen needed was a goal. That's why I played him in the cup game. Just pop him in, scored a hat trick, and now he's just like, yeah, this is my game now, boy. Sorensen absolutely demolishes him. Get in. Happy days. Things are going spiffingly well. The brain scoring as well. He hasn't scored for a while, which has obviously been less than ideal. Edison Kuba doesn't want to score against his old club because he's a good boy. And just kicks it straight at Kranic, Kranjic, who he's a dominant goalkeeper. Quite like him. I might actually play him against Liverpool because, as Christian Perez, he's been in not ideal form of late. He's been a bit trash, if I'm honest. We're going to bring on Mary, who potentially making his final appearance for the club. We're going to take Gilmar off and bring on Imre Lazar, who is just coming back from an injury. So he hasn't played a huge amount of football of late because of that. So just give him a chance to stretch his legs, see what he gets on. Mary with a beautiful pass for Sorensen. Just can't get there before Baresi, who beautiful distribution, unlike Jordan Pickford, who was absolutely shocking against Denmark. Edison Kuba does manage to get the ball in the back of the net eventually. He's been trying that for the entire game, and he's finally gone and done it. For our final change, I think we do have to take off Mayer because he was tired before the game started, and he's just continuing to be tired now. I think Neary can play left back to a degree. Gitarik can't play left back to save his life. Barreto, sort of. Yeah, we're going to take on. Bring on Neary, but make him the support. We're going to put Thorson to be the attacking wingback. There was against ZTE, we did actually make a slight change tactically. 2 complete wingbacks, and they absolutely dominated it. But then again, it was against third division team, so you'd expect them to do quite well. Ferencváros doing very defensive things, even though they were chasing the game. So well done, lads. Good win for us. Mayer and Carlsberg. Our left side struggled a little bit today, but we leave them off. You know, we still won the game. ZTE coming back and winning their game against Uish Pest. 2-side Uish Pest, bottom of the league. That's not going to be ideal for them, seeing as how a couple of years ago they were finishing second. Mayer needs a rest. We turn dominance in. The Ferencváros manager is disappointed. Sorensen with a brace. I was trying to think of the word. The Faroe Islands manager has spent quite a significant amount of time watching our games. To be fair, 2 of their best players are playing for us. One of their third best player is with the club but on loan. So kind of makes sense that they would. So we are going to jump forward to the Liverpool game. Probably going to get absolutely shit stomped, but it'll be interesting to see. I think we're playing at home, aren't we? We're playing at home? No, we're travelling to Anfield. So we'll be back for that in just a second. Right, fellas, so it is time for us to take on Liverpool now. It's going to be a hard game. The analyst people said it should be a close game. Not so sure. Not many changes from the last game. We're going to just kind of continue as we were, because why not? The only change is Bourdais is coming in at left back because Mayer is exhausted. Fuskas is going to sit on the bench because he can. So why not? Mayer, they're telling me to rest him. He's not playing all that well of late. Bourdais has been in better form, so he's going to jump in and hopefully we can do something. This is a fairly strong Liverpool side. I have come up against Curtis Jones not too long ago in my travels with Hungary, and he was quite a good player. So I'm going to pump my fists and say, I'm going to do whatever my assistant manager thinks, because when's that ever gone wrong for me before? We have had a chat with everyone, well, all the different positions individually. Didn't do an awful lot, but importantly, it did something, except for Grodum. I think Grodum was the only one that didn't love the conversation. O'Neill's instantly picked up a knock. When I say instantly, like 15 minutes in, but I think Trent picked up a knock as well, and he's actually had to come off the pitch. Grodum decides to punt it from as far away as physically possible, but couldn't find the back net. Danny Olmo, playing for Liverpool now, interesting. O'Neill hacked one of their players down, but Curtis Jones plays Rodrigo through, and Rodrigo has put them ahead, and O'Neill probably will have to come off at some point in this game. I'm not going to take him off just yet. Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, the player we were told to worry about, is injured, which helps, I guess. It keeps coming up. O'Neill's not playing great and is injured. He's probably going to be coming off fairly rapidly. Danny Olmo, Barreto can't get his head onto it. Somebody headed over. I'm not sure who it was, but Liverpool missed an opportunity again. To be fair, this is a game where we probably should be sitting back, being more defensive, but that's not how we play. So we're just going to keep attacking and see what happens. Barreto hits the ball clear. Sorensen wins the ball, but unfortunately doesn't find a Dorogi player. And Liverpool really, really doing well here. And Collett somehow puts that wide. Nobody around him, but he's put it behind. I'll take it. This is fine. Everything's fine. Gilmer with a corner just before half time. Medina can't get on the end of it. And Rodrigo is true. Krajnic says no, we are not conceding just before halftime, at least from this opportunity anyway. Okay, so we haven't conceded just before halftime. I'm going to thrash my arms and say I'm far from pleased. Point my finger, say I have faith in all of you. I'm going to tell the strikers I am not happy. Okay, I've motivated, grow themselves. Phillips? Where did I get Phillips from? O'Neill is going to come off for Johansson, who, to be fair, hasn't had a huge amount of opportunities this year. He's definitely the unluckiest player so far this year. He's played quite a number of games for the last couple of seasons, just hasn't had a huge amount of opportunity. I'm not really sure why. We've sold some of our better midfielders from last year and didn't really bring anyone else in, yet he still struggles to get games. I'm not 100% sure what I did there, but that's fine. Mo Salah has come off the bench, so I think Mo Salah is not as beastly as real life Mo Salah is. He's definitely pushing 36, 37 at this stage, I would say. He has to be. We're 10 years in the future, so he must be about. He must nearly be 40 at this stage. Sorensen wins the ball from a poor back pass by, I think it's their attacking midfielder. And unfortunately, their inverted wing back is the one that clears the ball away. So we're going to make a couple of substitutions now. Kalsberg's playing terribly. We're going to bring on Mary. Thorson is not having a good game. Gilmer's not having a good game. Sorensen's not having a good game. We're going to bring on Fuskas. Sorensen, you know, he tried. He had a decent couple of highlights to a degree, sort of. Thorson does win the ball. And then his clearance isn't the best. Fuskas can't get there. And now Liverpool are just kind of passing the ball around. 17 minutes before the end of the game. Mo Salah finds Olmo. Oh, what a tackle by Johansson. Johansson with quite a good interception. Olmo with the corner. Johansson again gets his head onto it. Johansson's having a pretty decent game. We're going to go attacking for the final 10 or so minutes. Just so we can see if we can try and get something out of the game. Like, if you said to me before this game, you're going to lose 1-0 to Liverpool, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. But could we get a draw? You know, could we get a draw? Draws are a thing, and I'd like to get one. Because if we get a draw, then we jump above Z. We're going to go attacking for added time. And nothing is looking like it's going to work for us. I've seen Thorson as having an absolute mare of a game. I can see on both my screens. He's playing a 5.9. This is why we're buying a new right back. Thorson was never meant to be a first choice right back. He just kind of fell into the position. Bartek and my defenders were so slow to turn. Right. A minute and a bit left of the added time, and Fuskas gets a shot blocked by Onslow. We do have a corner with less than a minute left. Mary can't get it to one of our players. Ball's gone out. And by the time Thorson gets there, who's actually up to a 6 now, so he's not playing as terrible as he was. We have 15 seconds to get the ball into the back of Liverpool's net. Kouassi can't find Mary. Mo Salah's back defending. Junior Amadou. To be fair, losing 1-0 isn't the worst result. I'm going to say I'm not happy with him. Thorson, furious with your performance. You really don't understand how close you are to losing your position. I'm going to tell Kalsberg I'm furious as well, because to be fair, I'm not overly happy. Like, he's been a dominant player this year, but he's had a number of games where he's done nothing for us, and I'm not overly happy with that. So, Rangers drew at Atletico Madrid. Man City smashed AC Milan. Thigh. Grodham's now exhausted. But to be fair, Grodham did play. That goddamn Hungary manager, huh? Played my striker. So, next episode, we come back for Kishvarda. Yeah, Kishvarda AZ. Think that should be an interesting couple of games. So yeah. If you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.